Welcome to Jump School. I'm your host, Ihsaan Ali, aka the StyleJumper. On this podcast, you'll learn a ton of things. We'll talk about style, confidence, etiquette, creativity, and entrepreneurship. Today's episode was brought to you by my new book, Why Style Matters, The Mindset of Dressing Well and How It Impacts Your Life. To get your autographed copy, click the link in the description. Today's guest is a content creator, entrepreneur, hand soap craftsman, the multi-talented Dapper Aristocrat himself, Steve Arnold. Episode 21. The following is an excerpt from Instagram Live. Let's go.
Steve, there he is.
What's going on, man?
What's up, bro? What's going on?
Ain't nothing, man. How you feeling?
I feel amazing. I feel amazing to have this opportunity
Good.
to have you on tonight. We are right on time, actually. I know we are busy men. We are productive, not only entrepreneurs, but we are also got that 9-to-5 game. So we
Right.
do double duty, right?
Right.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So what I wanted to do is get us all set up here, and then we're gonna get going, brother.
All right.
All right. Mark, thank you so much for hopping on. David, thank you for hopping on. We're super excited. Let me see who hopped on tonight. Freddie, Alex, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Jay. Thank you so much, Glass. Thank you for hopping on. So we are right at 8 o'clock, and we're going to start this party. So everyone, thank you so much for hopping on tonight to this edition of Jump School. I have the honor and the pleasure of meeting one of my amazing brothers, someone who, we've had many conversations. We've grown in this social media process. We've shared stories. We've learned from each other, and I'm excited and very honored to have my good brother, Stephen Arnold, in the building, AKA the Dapper Aristocrat. What's up? What's going on,
man? How you,
Nothing,
man?
We're happy to have you. So let's get right to it. So for those who don't know, let them know who you are and where'd you grow up?
So my name is Stephen Arnold. I go by Steve most of the time, only because I don't like people calling me Stephen. Only my mom only called me that. My wife don't even call me that, but I love my name though. It's cool, but
the dope name.
But anyway, I grew up in Cleveland, which shows you another reason why I don't like being called Stephen, because they rhyme. Yeah, I'm from Cleveland, Ohio. Born and raised. I've been here for a while until I went to college. I went to the University of Toledo, where I studied pharmacy. Ended up getting a doctorate in pharmacy, so I'm a licensed pharmacist in Ohio. What else can I say? So I'm a licensed pharmacist. That's my 9-to-5 everyday job, and just got into style right after I got out of college. And been in love with it, been evolving with it, and just recently decided to start a soap line, a men's skincare line. So just launched probably a month or two ago, and it's been going pretty good, man.
That's what's up, man. So we don't want to give everybody the goods right out of the gate. We got to peel back this onion and get these tears going, because this some, you know what I mean? This is some realness. This is some realness. So let me ask you, growing up in Cleveland as a young man, and as you come to yourself as far as your self-identity, who were some of those influences for you as you grew up?
So my biggest influence was my mom. For the majority of my life, I grew up in a single family home. So she was my role model for the most part. But you know how moms are. They know they can't teach you everything as far as being a man. So she always placed like different men in my life. And I had to teach myself how to pick the good things out of certain men and just leave the bad stuff, somewhere else or whatever. But so I pulled from a lot of different men. My biggest influence was my mom. But of course, my mom dated this guy for like years. And he was one of my biggest influences because his style was just impeccable. Like he would come over, he'd be suited up. And, at the time as a kid, you're not really interested in wearing suits and ties and and shirts and all that stuff, like dress shirts and stuff. You're not really interested in that. You want to look cool. You want to, match all the other kids that you grew up with, because I grew up in the 80s, 90s era. So that's more big in the hip hop. So, I grew up in that area. So I was into the hip hop look, but he was into the dapper look. I was like, yo, I like the way you dress, but I ain't really trying to dress like that. He tried to get me in suits and stuff like that. And as a kid, you like, this tie's uncomfortable.
Too tight.
You know what I'm saying? Like, let me unbutton this first button, got this tie up. You know what I'm saying? But as I grew up, I just started liking it. But yeah, he was one of my biggest influences, and my dad was a big influence on me too. He wasn't in the household, and I didn't really spend much time with him until like as I got older. But he was another big influence too. I kind of learned a lot of what can I say? I learned a lot of like different things from him. Like he was very handy, so he used to teach me some handy things. Mm-hmm. And I learned from his mistakes. I learned from a lot of his mistakes. And as I got older, he started teaching me a lot of stuff, and I enjoy spending a lot of time with him. So yeah, those are my three biggest influences. Yeah,
that's amazing. Got mom's boyfriend that was super fly. Fresh guy, dapper guy. Maybe that's where Dapper. We got to talk about the name. Where did Dapper Aristocrat come from? How did you come up with that?
So my wife, she's one of her skills is she's a poet. So she's good with words and things like that. So, in our dating and being married, she taught me how to, whenever I'm using a word a lot, go into the source and look for another alternative. So I used that skill, and I was like, okay, I'm trying to create this YouTube channel, but I want the name to be pretty dope. So I wanted to be something with men's style. I wanted to deal with, being a gentleman and looking your best. So I looked up and at the source, I picked some words, and I looked up dapper, and I was like, okay, I like that. And then I was like, I want to represent, I want to kind of look at being a gentleman too. So I looked up in the thesaurus another word for gentleman, and I got aristocrat. So I was like, Dapper Aristocrat. That's a good name. So I stuck with it.
It's sticky too. It's sticky, man. I love, every time I see it, I just smile, man. So Steve, it is really dope, and I appreciate you telling that part of the story.
Yeah, thanks.
So we met, if I'm not mistaken, 2018.
I think it was 2018. We met at Influential.
Exactly.
And I think it was like my first one. So that might have been like 17, 18.
Yeah. So you may went to the first one, and then I met you in the second one. You went 3 times?
Oh, maybe. Yeah, I went 3 times.
I met it was the second time. You had already had your swag on. You was fly up in there. So. I think that's a case in point, and I think, it's really awesome when you can meet someone in a space and place where you can appreciate who that person is, but also be yourself in amongst of a large body of people.
Yeah.
And, what would you say from that experience, at least those first 2, how did that impact you in your decision to evolve and grow into what now is the Dapper Aristocrat channel?
So, starting out, you be trying to get your, flap your wings a little bit, get your first start, grow, whatever. But the first year I went, I was more like starstruck. So I was seeing all these big YouTubers that I was watching like every week. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, there's Jose, there's Aaron, there's all the big YouTubers that you see, they were all there. So I was more starstruck. And then I had a couple of my other friends that, they were kind of on the same level as me, such as Assemble Style, Lee Style and Fragrance, which is one of my guys. He done went another direction. But yeah, a few different people I had linked up with, and then picking each other's brains, getting information from each other, getting tips from each other. And then with the you know, the bigger YouTubers, the people that were on the panel, they was giving you tips. So it kind of helped you look beyond what you had going on at that point. Because I was just starting out. So I was like, okay, so now I got this YouTube channel. I need to be able to plan ahead of time, you know, because, you know, right now I'm kind of small, but eventually I'm going to grow a little bit. So I need to have a plan for when I grow. And so it teaches you how to, you know, create these plans, and you meet a lot of people, get to network, just like I met you. We got a good friendship, and yeah, you learn, you get a lot. It's so much you get from that.
Yeah, it was a great experience, you know, just being able to fellowship, meet brothers, and just men from all around the world who have a high value on themselves, but also willing to learn it and just be to teach and share some of their secrets. It was like a workshop environment. You know, there's a lot of presentations, but it was impactful, and I really was happy the fact that I was able to go, and also obviously to meet my boy. Right. So you start building your channel, and I wanted to ask, like, when you're planning your episode, what are some things that you're thinking about? How is that? How do you strategize? What are you thinking when you decide to put together a video?
There's a few different ways. I'll give you two ways. The way that people should follow if they're trying to go to do YouTube is they should plan around relevant topics. So you want topics that people are looking for. Like, for example, you can't talk about wearing shorts and it's about to snow tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to talk about, now don't, you know, put them shorts away, go pull out the winter coat. You know what I'm saying? So you got to cover topics that are relevant for the times. But at the same time, if you're a smaller channel, you have to find, you got to dig a little deeper. So you might want to do, like, you might want to talk about fall jackets, but maybe you want to be more specific. So you might want to focus on like a duffel coat or something like that, as an example. So you pick that and you research it. You know, you do your homework on it, make sure you know everything you can about it, and then you end up learning a lot about stuff too. Like, oh shoot, I didn't know that it was derived from this or whatever. But it's always interesting. But then you end up putting your own spin on it. Like, okay, like I'm telling you about this coat, but this is how I rock it. You know what I'm saying? So you break that down, that and it makes it, you pick a relevant topic, but then you put your spin on it, your personality, who you are into it, and then you know what I'm saying, you show people how to wear it, you show people how to you know, you give people your thoughts, what you think about it personally. So that's the right way to do it. But then sometimes it might be a topic that you don't think is relevant. You know, a lot of people aren't really you know, aren't really checking for, but you might be excited about it. Like, I might have tried a brand that I was like, oh, these chinos fit amazing. I love the way they fit. They're stretchy. They fit me well in all the right places. I just want to share this information with my audience. And so you do the research and do the same thing, but then you just kind of tell them, you know, how you feel about it, and, you know, because you're excited about it. You like, man, these pants is amazing. I ain't rocking nothing else but these pants. You know what I'm saying? And so you show your excitement and your energy, and, you know, it's just whatever you want to do. It's whatever you want to make it. But it is, I do both. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of do topics that's relevant because I want my channel to grow, but then I do topics that I want to do. And then what else? And then I do topics I want to do, and then I do topics that my audience recommends. Some people throw out ideas out there, and if they somebody that's subscribed and they show me love all the time, I make sure I look out. Like, yeah, oh, you want to see a topic on wearing a burgundy suit or a brown suit? Let me do that real quick. You know what I'm saying? So
shout out to the Dapper Aristocrats out there. Shout out to the team. Shout out to the long-lasting followers. Those followers, those Dapper Aristocrats.
They hold you down, yeah.
You know. So one of the things that we talked about, and I remember this very distinctly, you have an alter ego.
Oh yeah.
That's my guy. That's my dude. Let the people know about JoJo. What's up with this cat?
Yeah, so I created an alter ego because, you know, when you're on YouTube, you just want your channel to stand out. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're small, you know, you got all these big YouTubers like Aaron and Jose and the StyleJumper. You know what I'm saying? You gotta stand out amongst all those great YouTubers. So I created an alter ego, and I kind of created it, you know, you be trying to be as creative as you can. And so the alter ego came with me having a crazy imagination. Like I'm creating videos or whatever, and as I'm editing, I'm like thinking to myself, I'm saying stuff and I'm thinking in my head like, bro, you serious? And I'm saying like crazy stuff. And I was like, it'd be cool to have somebody on the side just saying the things that I'm thinking. Because sometimes that's how we viewers view things. Like somebody say something crazy, you're like, what, for real? You know what I'm saying? And so I was like, all right, I'm gonna try it. So I tried it on one video, and it was a lot of fun doing it. I had so much fun doing it, and I had more fun doing that than like actually creating the content.
Real content,
yeah, and it's still fun to this day. But I created the alter ego, and it went pretty well, and a lot of people, you know, they recognize that from my channel, and like some people, if I don't put them in there, they be like, where is he at? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, he needed a break, dude. Like, I need a break.
JoJo went on vacation. He went to the Bahamas. You know what I'm saying?
Let that dude get a breather. Go get some sun or something. You know what I'm saying?
Do this alone.
Right.
You know, it's funny you say that because I began to disassociate Steve, or the Dapper Aristocrat, from JoJo, and I was, you know, JoJo's like the guy, you know, who gonna keep it real 100 all the time and just crack you up. One at the barbershop, you walk in, JoJo gonna let you have it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I do the same thing for real. Like I'll be creating it, and then I'll do that. I do the alter ego, and I'll be like, even like if I'm like just doing regular stuff, like in the store shopping, I'm like, man, if JoJo saw this, he'd be like, bro, for real? You know what I'm saying? So it's just something that sometimes it just be hard because it's like two different personalities. But both personalities, they're my personalities. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a reserved kind of guy. You know, when I'm amongst people, when you're at work, you got to be professional. But then you get comfortable, like if you're around your coworkers and they happen to be your friends, and you get a little loose, and you be like, yo, what's good, bro? Like, you know, we out here kicking it or whatever. So you get loose. But then when your boss show up, you straighten up. Tighten up. How you doing? You know, you straighten up. I mean, sometimes like me, when I'm in a professional setting, I'm always gonna be myself. So I can't hide who I am, but I do change it up a tiny bit. You know, I try to speak a little bit better, but you know, get rid of some of the slang and stuff like that. So it's kind of like a combination of both. It's kind of like put my reserved side, my professional side in with my silly, goofy side. Like when I'm with my family, I'm acting silly and clowning, you know. That's what it is. Yeah.
That's what's up. So, you know, over these couple of years doing your channel, it's growing, which has been amazing, and amazing to see the evolution, you know, the graphics, everything, you know, JoJo, and just see you have quite a bit of what I would call, and what we would call in the community, some viral videos. And I wanted to ask a question from your thought process. You know, what do you feel makes a great viral video? And out of the viral videos that you've had, you know, what have you learned out of that process, which leads us to part of what we're talking about tonight?
So making a viral video is kind of challenging because you don't know what's gonna hit, you know. So I could think of a video and I could put all this work into it, and I might get like 60 views, but then I might do a review on the product, like I said, something relevant, and it could pop. So that's basically what kind of happened to one of my videos. Like I did, this is exactly what happened. Again, like I mentioned, a lot of times your audience recommends something and you say, oh, that's a good idea. My uncle watches my channel. And so he was like, yo, you should do a review on Dr. Squash. And so I was like, that's a good idea. So I ordered some Dr. Squash soap, and I tried it out. And I think how many reviews did I do? I think I did one video. I don't know if I did two or if I did one, but I think I did one video in particular because I had ordered like a few different bars, and I was like, after I picked my favorite, I was like, there's a lot of videos out there that kind of be like, oh, here's all the Dr. Squash bars, and these are my favorites. Mm-hmm. Like all of them. They list them from like 20 to 1. So I was like, I'm just gonna give them my top 5. Because it's, you know, when people picking Dr. Squash bars, you don't know what they smell like. Mm-hmm. You see the list and you be like, deep sea goat's milk, what that smell like? You know what I'm saying? If you're not somebody that makes soap, you don't know nothing about no goat's milk or nothing like that. So I was like, basically I just was answering the question. Because when I went on the site, I was like, oh, these different bars of soap, I have no idea what they smell like. Even though they break it down, it's they break down the scent, the notes and stuff like that, and you're like, okay, that sounds like it's gonna be good. But when you get it, it smells totally different. Yeah. So I did a video kind of like, you know, this is something that I feel like a lot of people need when they, you know, you see Dr. Squash, you see all these commercials when you're watching YouTube videos and stuff like that. What bar soap should you pick? So I picked out 5 of them, and I was like, these are my favorites. And so that video did very well. It's got like for a small channel, it's got a lot of views. It's probably got like 99 or 100,000 views or something like that. I ain't never had no video like that. If I hit 1,000, I'm like jumping for joy.
Man, we like, we in there. We in there.
Right. I'm like, yeah, bro. You know what I'm saying? But this video was hitting. So I was like, oh wow, this video doing well. But I had no idea that would happen. Mm. It's just about, you know, being as creative as possible and picking a topic that's relevant. And that's key, because at that moment I made a Dr. Squash video. Later on, they had a long commercial on a Super Bowl commercial. They had a long Super Bowl commercial, and that probably blew them up even more. Because if you buy Dr. Squash, you know, like, okay, if you've been with Dr. Squash for a while, you see the evolution, even in their packaging. It's changed. They even partnering up with Disney, and they just had a partnership with Xbox and Halo and stuff like that. So they've blown up. But I started it. I did the review when they was, you know, still growing. Yeah. So that helped out a lot too. But yeah, it did very well. But I had no idea that would happen.
But that's the beauty. That's the beauty, though, with your uncle, you know, with just doing that. And what I've watched you and your channel grow, it's what I would say is consistency, creativity, and the discipline to keep going. Mm-hmm. And to your point, and I sometimes I'll be checking. I'm like, he just doing his thing, and that's what's so wonderful. Because to your point, you never know which one's going to hit. And so, which leads us, you know, into a part of our topic tonight, which is, you know, you decided. Tell us about what made you decide to go that route and now become a person who creates, develops handmade soap. And so tell us about that evolution in that story. How'd you get started?
So the idea came from, I went on vacation with my wife, and we were talking. And I mean, it was a cool vacation. Like, it's very simple.
Where'd y'all go? Where'd y'all go?
We went to Orlando.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a little getaway. So we took a trip to Orlando, and it wasn't that many people there. So we had like the whole pool and jacuzzi to ourselves. There was nobody outside. Mm. So it was just us in the pool, and we was chilling. And I was like, we were talking about entrepreneurship. And she was like, you know, Steve Harvey said, if you create a product and get like 1,000 people to buy it, then you make X amount of dollars. And I was like, I wonder if I could do that for myself. Mm-hmm. You know, with me having my own channel or whatever, is there something that I can do or create that I can get people to support it? So I was like, I want to create something that's not too expensive. Mm-hmm. And I want to create something that people know me for. So they know me from doing reviews on Dr. Squash videos. So I was like, maybe I could do it on soap. And so she was like, oh yeah, you could do it on soap. I actually know somebody that teaches soap classes. So look, I had no idea about what to do to make soap, what was required. Soon as I thought that idea, I like zoned into researching it. So I was like, okay, how do I make soap? So I started watching videos on YouTube. My wife was like, I know somebody that teaches classes on how to make soap. And so I signed up for the class immediately. We still on vacation, same day. I'm like, I'm about to commit to this. So I signed up for the class, and we got home. I started ordering stuff to make soap because after watching those videos, I was like, okay, I need this, I'm gonna start ordering stuff. So I started ordering stuff, and all that stuff came in Amazon. But I hadn't even taken the class yet. So I had all this equipment, hadn't taken the class, hadn't even tried it. So I take the class, and she showed me how to make soap. And it was a really good class. A lot of stuff she taught me I saw in a YouTube video, but I was able to ask more questions, and she helped me out a lot. It was an amazing class. And so I was like, she actually taught me the class, and I actually made soap in the class.
Okay.
And I could bring it home. I got it right here. The soap, the first bar of soap I ever made is right here. Like,
oh, man.
I was able to cut it up and everything. So I was like, I'm gonna go home and make some today. And she was like, okay, you should. So that's what I did. And ever since then, I've been making it. And it's really like, ever since I looked it up, I just been like trying to get good at it, like perfect it. So I'm like wanting to make soap like every day. Like I'm trying to be beastly at it. Like I'm trying to have these nice intricate designs and make sure it feels nice. So yeah.
You know, so interesting. So tell me this, how long was that class? Like, because sometimes people, you know, we think that, you know, we're too old to start something new, right? We're, you know, so many people, so many businesses and brands are out there, and we're so far behind. First of all, how long was that class? And then how long has it been since you felt like, you know what, I think I got the hang of this?
So the class was like an afternoon. It was like morning, afternoon. So it was like a couple hours. It probably was like 3 hours.
Just one class?
Just one class.
What?
Yeah, it was simple.
Wow.
It's simple, yeah. So it was just one class. And I'm sure there's people out there that offer a lot of classes, but to make soap, I don't even think you just need to know safety. You need to know ingredients, your tools, where to get the ingredients and stuff you need to make soap, and that's it. The safety part is the big part, because you're using it's this product. It's called lye. It's basically sodium hydroxide, and that's what makes all your oils into like a bar soap. So it makes it harden, and it makes it it's not, you know, makes it a bar soap basically. Yeah. So but it's pretty dangerous a little bit. Like if you get it on your skin, it could burn you.
So Steve, we talk about the line, you know, when the guys used to put it on their hair, like Malcolm, you know, their hair back to James
basically.
Brown.
Like what they use in perms,
Yeah,
it's that stuff. So that's the important part, is safety. And so she teaches you the safety part, like that's a big deal. She actually in the chat right now.
What's up?
Yeah.
Welcome to the show.
So shout out to her. She does a very good class. If you live in the Cleveland area, you're interested in making soap, Dornay is her soap line. She also sells soap too.
So look, you know, we're gonna do something we've never done on the channel live. Let's set up an interview. I want to interview you because this is so phenomenal. So I'm looking forward to the opportunity to interview about educating and teaching people, for those creatives who might want to learn how to make soap. Because you got my boy blowing up over here within a month. He's using this science. Now, as I was thinking about as you were talking, Steve, that you use your education and that research, that science, and you just super dove into this product, and which is just amazing, man. So I'm happy. So tell us about the different types of bars you have right now, the different, you know, if you will, flavors.
Yeah.
And tell us, some of your favorites, and let's talk about it.
So when I first launched, I only had like 3 bars. Now I probably got like maybe 11.
Oh, wow.
So
Okay.
the 3 bars I started off with was a birchwood oud bar, which smells really good, really fresh, clean, woodsy scent. It's really nice. Then I wanted bars that smell like cologne. So I picked a fragrance that smells like Acqua di Gio cologne. So that's one. And then I picked another one that smelled like Jean Paul, which is another one of my favorite colognes. And I made it into a bar soap. And
so
those
you're
are
saying that you purchased an essential, not essential oil, but an oil that smelled like that particular cologne, or
fragrance oil.
Fragrance oil.
Because they have essential oils and they have fragrance oils.
Okay.
So like your essential oils, such as lavender oil, eucalyptus oil, like lemongrass, they're considered essential oils. But then sometimes they create different oils. They make like combinations of a fragrance, and they call them fragrance oils. So yeah, so those 3 I have, and then I have some of those ones that I was talking about, fragrance oils, such as like a lavender bar, because a lot of people like lavender, lemongrass, because it's another popular scent, and then I have one that smells like oat milk and honey, which is a favorite. I don't even have any right now. It's sold out. I have one that's called Old Fashioned. That's like one of your favorite drinks. Yeah. I remember when we linked up and you got an Old Fashioned. I was like, oh, I ain't never had one of those.
Yes, sir.
So I named one Old Fashioned because it has.
StyleJumper got a shout out in this, man. You know what I'm saying?
For sure, man. You the one who put me on to it.
That's what's up.
Yeah, so I got a bar called Old Fashioned. I did 2 other bars that haven't came out yet. One that smells like Polo Red. I don't even have a name for that one yet. And then one that smells like Cool Water. I got one that smells like Cool Water. And then with it being Christmas, I got one that smells minty and musk, kind of like musk fragrance. It smells really good. Like I can smell it right now because I got all my bar soaps like right here. I'm looking at them now, and I'm looking at them trying to tell you what fragrances I have.
Got it.
And then I got another bar, and it's more of a warm fall fragrance. I call it Dog Pound because I'm a Cleveland Browns fan.
Yes,
so
sir.
I color it with the Browns colors, orange and brown and white. So I got that. And that's what I got right now. I'm trying to think if I had any other ones that I didn't mention. I think that pretty much sums it up. You know,
I love it, man. I love that you are thinking outside of the box. You're thinking about your environment, like you're a Cleveland fan, so you're actually incorporating those colors and even the name, so that those are in that area that gives them a sense of belonging, right? So I gotta get that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I actually sent you a bar. I sent it this week. I was supposed to send it like last week, but I sent it to you this week though.
Hey, don't worry. When I get it, you'll know. I'll let you know as soon as I get it. All right. I'm gonna do a review. So I'm excited, man. No doubt. So tell me about the names. Like, where is this wifey helping you? Is she kind of like y'all? She the wordsmith. You know, she's the poet. So tell us about the names, man. I'm loving these names.
Yeah, my wife, she does help me out a lot. Sometimes she helped me out. She be pushing really hard, and I be like, dude, you gotta back off a little bit. But
come out.
Yeah, a lot of times she be giving me a lot of good ideas. So shout out to my wife. I think she watching this too. But she be giving really good ideas. But yeah, she does help me with some of the names because I run them by her before I name them. So I'll say I'll be like, yo, I want this bar right here. I'm gonna name it this, and she be like, no, that name is trash. You got to pick something else. And I'll be like, okay. So then she'll help me come up. I'll be like, what about this? And she'll be like, yeah, this is cool. But then sometimes she'll be like, no, I don't like none of those names. So I'll be like, get out of here. I gotta. So I go somewhere else and I'll create a name and then I'll just commit to it. And that's just how it goes. A lot of times I I go to her for like, does this sound crazy or is this a bad name? And she'll be like, yeah, that's terrible. Or she'll be like, yeah, that's a good name,
So what would you say for those who are interested in creating a product, whether it's something similar to yours like soap, but just creating their own product, what would be some of the things that you would suggest and going into that entrepreneurial space?
See, it kind of depends on what the product is. So like for me, I wanted to do soap because it's simple. It's not expensive. It kind of gave my audience something where they're not paying hundreds of dollars for. Anybody can get involved. But it kind of depends, like if you wanted to do like a sock line or something like that, because I've been thinking about doing something like that. You just got to research and find, how to start it. Because like for me, I committed to it. I dove in. I was like, soap, I'm going on YouTube and see how to make it. Okay, what ingredients do I need? What tools do I need to make it? What's involved? So I researched it. I did a lot of research and I dove in. But if any product, you just want to dive in. But the main key, the biggest thing that you need to do is if you have an idea, you just got to do it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times we have all these ideas and we just sit on them, or we sit on them for years and then somebody else do it. And then you salty because they see in success and you not. And it's like, you just got to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't just sit on it and be wondering, like, if it's going to succeed or overthinking it. Just do your research, figure out how you can do it, and do it. And commit to it. That's what I did.
Commitment. I love it. I love it.
Commit.
So, have you mixed up some bad batches, man?
Oh, yes. I'll show you one.
Okay.
I'll show you one. I made a bar that smelled like polo red. I bought it and it smelled really good. So I'm mixing it up. I'm like, oh yeah, this gonna be nice. And then now I'm mixing all the oils, then I add the fragrance. And once I add the fragrance, it was like it started hardening up. And I was like, oh, this is horrible. I ain't never experienced this before. And it turned into a bar. Oh, it was bad. It like turned real fast. When you making soap and you mixing your oils and the lye water together, they kind of come together. But because lye is like hot, the reaction happens really fast. And like sometimes it can happen slow. It depends on the ingredients you're using. But if you got like a fragrance oil in it and it doesn't mix up with everything else, it'll turn really quick. And you need time to like add coloring and get it in the mold and stuff like that. But I added the fragrance and I started mixing it and it immediately got hard and clumpy. Yeah. So I was like, I don't know what to do. Yeah. So I'm like playing with it and I was like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna add it to the mold. So I put it in the mold and I was like, oh, this looks horrible. I'm gonna cut it up tomorrow. So I cut it up the next day and it turned out okay, but I was nervous. So the lady that taught me the class, I sent her an email because she said you can email me anytime. And I was like, shoot, I'm about to email her. So I sent her an email and I was like, what happened? I don't understand. And she was telling me what I did wrong and how to fix it. So I took her advice and I fixed it, but I didn't do a good job. So this is what I came up with this. And it only looks like this because I like cut it up to make it look decent. Yeah. I probably won't sell it though. I'll just probably use it myself. But it's probably gonna be safe to use. It just don't look nice. It look horrible.
You know what's funny, Steve, though? But that looks like when I was growing up, that looked straight up like grandma old school lye soap. Yeah. But just straight brown. Yeah. Doo-doo brown, that's why we want to use it, because we're like, grandma, I don't want to use that soap, brown.
Right. The funny thing is that it's supposed to be red. Oh. Yeah. It's supposed to look like this.
Oh man.
That's what this red, that's the way it's supposed to look. But it looks like this. So after I made this, I was shook. I was like, yo, I can't mess with that fragrance again. But then I was like, it smells so good. Yeah, she said it's called seasoning. She put in the comments. Yeah, it's called seasoning. That's what happened. So I got scared. I was like, yo, I'm not using that no more. But it smells so good. I bought another bottle, and I was like, yo, I just know what I'm gonna have to deal with. So I had to move real fast, and that I ended up creating this. And it's still kind of, it still didn't come out the way that I wanted it to, but I was able to add color. You see it's red and it's two-tone, but it's a little bumpy, so I had to clean it up a little bit. Okay. So it's not ready yet, but it should be ready soon. I'm gonna test it out first. I want to see how I feel first. But it smelled good though.
So what's the curing, if you will? How long does it usually take from start to finish? So kind of take us through that process when you're building out a bar soap, or what does that timeline look like, and your investment, if you will, to get like a really decent batch?
So it usually, to make a batch of soap, it probably takes me about an hour or two, between an hour to 2 hours. And the reason is because you have to let your lye water cool down. You have to, there's like a sweet space where you can mix everything together, and they have to be within 10 degrees. So I have to wait for my lye water to cool down to match up with my oils before I can mix it. So the majority of the time I'm just waiting for my lye water to cool down. So it usually take me about between an hour to 2 hours. So once I mix it up, put my coloring in it, my fragrance and all that stuff, put it in the mold. I have to let it cure. So in the beginning, I was letting it cure for like 24 hours. Not 24 hours, but I would let it sit for 24 hours, and then I would cut it. But the results that came out with it didn't look too good. So my wife was like, you should let it sit longer. And I was like, man, get out of here, man. Let me do this. So then I started taking her advice, and it actually worked. I'm like, how does this girl know to let it sit for 2 days, and she ain't never took no soap class before? But she's just smart like that. So I let
cheat coding on you, man.
I know, right? She always do that though. Always have all the good ideas. I'm like, man, how you know all that, man? You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. She just smart like that. So so now I cut it in like 2 to 3 days because I get a better result. But and then I let it sit for 4 to 6 weeks. I let it sit for 4 weeks, but you should let it sit for 4 to 6 weeks. Okay, and that's how it work out. Yeah.
So would you say soap making is the end result necessarily is not too expensive for your audience or your patrons, but for as far as you investing in this, did you like, man, I need to have a guap of money to start this process, or hey man, you can just start and try it out even if it never goes anywhere and you just doing it for yourself?
Yeah. It don't take much to do it, You could buy oils from the grocery store and make a bar of soap for real. Like all you need, you could get some olive oil, some coconut oil, some avocado oil. That's what I did. In the beginning, I didn't have all the oil. So my teacher was like, just get some avocado oil. So I added avocado oil, and it made a good bar of soap. But you also need the lye, but you have to special order that. You get that off of Amazon. I don't buy it off of Amazon. I get my lye from like Brambleberry, which is if you're a soap maker, you know about Brambleberry. They're like one of the most popular brands as far as for soap makers. But she like the queen of soap making or whatever. But I get my lye from there, but it's companies in my city in Cleveland that sell stuff at bulk prices, so I order from them. And I could just go pick it up. I don't have to pay the shipping. I just go pick it up, and it don't cost much at all to make it.
I love that. Yeah. So when it comes to marketing and branding the soap, obviously you have the wonderful thing that you have your platform.
Yes.
And that creates an opportunity for those who are patrons, those who you've been providing this amazing free service for years, and you finally come out with a product. And a lot of times people feel like you've give them so much, they want to give back, right?
Right.
So You know, what are some other ways, or right now, is that one of the only way that you're marketing your soap right now, or what are some things that you're doing?
So initially the goal was to offer it to my audience, but what happened was I I I use my Instagram, and you know your Instagram has your followers and then it has your friends and family. A
Mm-hmm.
lot of my friends and family, they were like, "Oh, I'm on board. Let me get some," you know, and they bought some, and then I launched it to my audience, and so they bought some, and then it sold out. And I was
Mm.
like, oh shoot, I didn't know this was gonna happen. So
Yeah.
then I ran out of soap completely. Like I didn't have anything to sell. I didn't have anything made. So I had to work even harder to create more soap so my website could be relevant, because there was nothing on there. Everything was sold out. So my wife also suggested like maybe you should vend, because my wife, she also has a product. She sells cranberry sauce, and so
Mm.
she decided that she would vend her cranberry sauce, and so she was like, I'm about to vend, so maybe you should do that too. So I was like, oh, okay. Well, at first I was like, man, I don't want to do that, man. But then I saw her do it, and I was like, I'm gonna try it. So I tried it.
Explain that, Steve. Steve, so what do you mean when you say vend? So for those who don't know what you're speaking of.
So vending is basically like vending is, I put it to you like this. There, like in my city in Cleveland, it's probably everywhere. Some a group of people, they create events where people that hand make products, like
Mm.
they make like soap, they make quilts and you know hats and all kinds of stuff, and they like crafting and stuff, and they offer an event for them to come and they sell their products.
Got it.
But in order for them to do that, they have to have a huge following. So my wife got put on to a company here in Cleveland that has a really nice following. So whenever
Mm-hmm.
they do shows like that, they have a nice crowd. So I
Mm-hmm.
was like, oh, I'm gonna try them. So I signed up. I paid my fee to vend. It was like, I think it was like $60, and all I needed was a table setting. So I set up my table where I
Mm-hmm.
put all my products. It had to look nice, and so she helped me with that as well. And I went there, and I was nervous a little bit, but I went there and I sold some soap, and it went pretty well. I just didn't want to go with just soap. I wanted
Mm-hmm.
to create more. I wanted to have more options, because I learned that from a YouTuber. She said, don't just go with just soap. Come up with some other ideas. So I created lip balms because they were easy to make, and I created a beard oil because I wanted to make a
What?
beard oil. Yeah, I got beard oil. So I created a beard oil, and I sold beard oil too. So I got, yup. I should have sent you some.
Come on, man.
I'm gonna send you some. I'm gonna
Oh
send you
man,
some for real.
that's what's
So
up. That's what's
so
up.
yeah. So I got beard oil, I got soap, and I got lip balm. So I had 3 products. So I went there with 3 products. So I just didn't have soap, and I did pretty good for my first time. I did pretty well.
Oh,
So I'm doing it again, and I'm doing it again in January, and I think I signed up for February. I want to do it at least once a month. But my wife suggested that I do one this month, but I don't know. I might still do it. But that's another way that I'm going to sell my soap, because I want to create a following.
mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
I'm using my YouTube as an option, but you know, like I said, first time I sold out, and a lot of times those people are still using the soap, or they're like, oh, this nice, or you know, some of those people are committed to Dr. Squash, because I got a large following of people that like Dr. Squash. So
Mm-hmm.
you know, I have my audience, and some people they bought from me like 2 or 3 times.
I
So
love
shout
it.
out to them if they watching.
I
But
love it.
you know, I wanna also bring in people that's from Cleveland that might want to support as well. So that's where I'm starting off as far as marketing.
Spectacular,
Yeah.
spectacular, man. I'm so excited. I'm so excited that you're utilizing the hometown,
Yeah.
and using those resources, and you're now a maker. When you announced that you did a soap, I'm like, Steve is a maker. You know what I mean? That's a
Yeah.
huge thing, man. So shout out to you. So now this part of the show, We're just over 10 minutes, and I want to make sure I get these in. So first of all, the show is about style. It's about entrepreneurship,
Right.
that nature. So, there's so much power in nonverbal communication.
Mm-hmm.
What would you say was your worst style mistake?
Oh man. I'm trying to think of something that was bad. I don't know. I think the one that I could think of off the top of my head right now is when I was younger, back in the hip hop era, we used to wear like button up shirts and then we would unbutton them and our white t-shirt would show. That's probably like one of the worst things I've done. And I did that until like maybe when I got married in 2012. So probably like around the time I met my wife, like in 2010, I would say, she was like, "Why don't you try wearing that shirt without the t-shirt?" So
she slid it in there. So
I started doing that. But yeah, that's the importance of having a wife, man. Like they be putting you on. I talk about, you see, I mentioned her so many times.
Yep.
But yeah. So that's probably the worst thing I've done. Yeah.
So the guys that come into the channel, and so we're jumping to the Dapper Aristocrat channel. What are some things that guys often ask, or some of the things that they have the most challenges with, being we're talking about style?
So most of the time, if they're watching your videos, they're watching it because they have challenges. They just want questions answered. Mm-hmm. So basically you answer their questions or whatever, but sometimes they might have more questions. So sometimes, depending on what the video is, like for example, I made a video about how to style a burgundy suit. So a lot of guys in that video, they ask like, what kind of shoes can I put with this, or what kind of accessories can I use? So they ask questions like that. Like I love answering questions like that because it kind of gives me the opportunity to kind of like share my ideas and get creative, Mm-hmm. I mean, it's only so much you could do in words versus actually showing them. So I really like it. Even though I think in that video I broke it down pretty decently, but sometimes, maybe it wasn't clear, so they have questions to ask, mm-hmm. And so I just answer them. Ask me what kind of shoes to pair with it. Should I go with black or should I go with brown? It's like, whatever you're comfortable with.
Yeah. Yeah. So you put a lot of time and effort into the channel. Now you have your YouTube channel, you have a product, and you also, have your 9-to-5. For those of us who are in that situation, who are thinking like, hey, I really want to be creative, but I have my 9-to-5, what would you say to that person when it comes to trying to balance it out? How do you balance it? And you're a father, and right. You're also a husband. So right. How do you balance all that out?
You got to prioritize everything. I prioritize my family first. So they come first. So that means like if they need something, if my wife, like I want to get out and I got to, keep my son or whatever, then I'd be like, cool, I let her go out and I'll attend to my son. Sometimes like with the soap business, sometimes I have them help me. So I might not have them do nothing too crazy. I might be like, hey, hand me them papers off the printer. It might be something simple as that. But I just give them something to do sometimes. Yeah. But for the most part, I try to, if I'm not doing that, I just commit my time to focusing on him, whether I'm watching basketball with him or playing Nintendo Switch with him or whatever, but then when he go to sleep, that's when I get to work, because like it's that sweet spot where nobody is distracting me. But then I'm a husband too, so sometimes I might come in and my wife want to talk, so we might talk for hours. So so if I have an idea and I be like, I want to do this, this, and this, you come in the house like I got all these plans, but then your wife like, nah, bro, that's a wrap. I want to talk. So you got what you gonna do? Like not talk to? No, I'm gonna talk to my wife. Let her talk, and then I have to figure something else out. You know what I'm saying? So I prioritize it, and then I pick times where it's good for me to create. And You know, like I said, when my son is sleeping, when my wife is trying to relax and wind down, that's when I do everything. The house is quiet. That's when I do everything. But you know how it is. You know.
I do. But I wanted to make sure that I say that because not everybody live the life that we live, or they wanting to do it, but they feel like all these things are barriers,
right?
To executing and to getting those dreams fulfilled or working towards it. It might not be perfect in the beginning, but you have to keep at it, that consistency, you know, creating those time slots, if you will, being attentive to your relationship, your child, and also the work. So I love the fact that that prioritization really, really makes a difference. So I'm going to switch it up a little bit so we can have some fun as we close out tonight. So this segment of the show is either or. And you're just going to you're going to tell me which one is which to your perspective. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. So beard or no beard?
Oh, bro. Beard. I wish I could grow a beard. I got this little peach fuzz over here on the side.
Hey, man,
if I could grow a beard, I'll be in there. Yeah. I got blessing, you know, blessed with hair on my head, but you know, I guess I gotta pick one. If I could grow a beard, I'll be in there.
Beard game. All right, beard game. This is obvious, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Braids, dreads, fade, or baldy?
Bro, I gotta go with the locks, man, cause
lock game.
I used to have a fade. I used to rock the Even Stevens back in the day, but I went with the locks, and I'm not looking back right now. I done had my locks for about 8, 9 years, and I thought about cutting them probably like a few years ago, but that's only because I was watching a bunch of 360 Jeezy haircut videos. I had to stop watching them. Like, man, I ain't cutting my hair. But yeah, locks all day, because it's a lot of versatility that comes with it.
That's what's up. So this is a switch to music. Mumble rap, trap, down south, New York, or East Coast or West Coast rap? What you rocking?
Bro. So we talking about hip hop. A lot of options you put down is cool, but I'm more of a boom bap head. If people in the hip hop, they know about that boom bap. So, you know, I love boom bap like I don't know, like Tribe Called Quest, Jay Dilla, you know, little brother for those South Cats, North Carolina. I'm in love with I'm super in love with Jamla. Jamla is Ninth Wonder's label. I listen to everything. But I get too excited about music, so I probably better not jump into that curve. But yeah, I would go with boom bap. Yeah.
That's what's up, boom bap. Yeah. I love that. All right, button up, turtleneck, or one of your favorites, Henley.
I do love them Henleys, but I would say button up because they so versatile. You wear a button up to work, you could dress it down. Just for its versatility, I'll say button up.
All right, great. So a trucker jacket, denim trucker jacket, or a hoodie?
Oh, bro, I gotta go with the denim jacket. It's so versatile. Like you could throw it over a hoodie if you want to. Yeah. But then you could dress it up. You could wear a bow tie or a necktie, or whatever, or you could wear it with a t-shirt. It's super versatile.
All right, jeans, chinos, or some slacks?
Oh, bro, you had to throw the slacks in there. I would go slacks, but they not that versatile though. Like, I mean, you can make if you a stylish guy like you and me, like you could dress some slacks down. But I gotta go with chinos, because chinos you could dress them down. Yeah, you could dress them down. You could dress them up. I wear chinos every day. I got something on right now.
Chino game. The new jeans, the new cross color. You know what I mean? You can just pop up the colors. All right. I'm getting hyped when we talk about chinos. Tie, tie or no tie?
That's hard. I would say tie, in particular bow ties. I love bow ties, man. If I could wear one every day, I would wear it. But yeah, I love bow ties. I wear regular neckties because I got a lot of them. But man, bow ties, hands down, all day.
My
Yeah,
God, my
yeah.
God. All right, lace ups or loafers?
I say lace ups. I like loafers, but it's so many varieties as far as lace ups. I like wing tips. I love them. So I would go with lace ups.
All right, all right. Sneakers or boots?
You said sneakers or boots?
Yep.
I thought about this one because you sent it to me. So I'm gonna keep it 100 and I'm gonna go with the sneakers. The only reason why I'm going sneakers because I'm a sneakerhead on the low. Like I like to wear dress shoes and stuff like that. But I love a Jordan 1. I like Jordan 11s. Man, I wear bro, I told my wife the other day I wore like some black chinos, a black and white button up, and a black tie. And I was like, if I could wear these Nike Blazers, 77 Blazers to work, and they was comfortable, I would wear them
all day.
I ain't wear them though. All day, sneakers all day, bro.
That's what's up, man. So when you describe yourself, to wrap this part up, what would you say is your style?
My style is versatile. I say that because I say this because like the guy I mentioned earlier, he was a big influence. The guy my mom kicked it with like 1,000 years. He dressed up dapper all day, hands down. Couldn't nobody mess with that dude.
Mm-hmm.
But if you threw that boy some slacks, some jeans and some sneakers, like trash, bro, trash. So I learned from him that it's important to be versatile. So to be able to cover every aspect, whether you dressing dapper, whether you dressing down, whether you dressing casual, going to work, whatever. I would say my style is versatile. So I stay true to who I am. Like I love dressing up. I get that from him. But I also love sneakers. It's just the hip hop in me. Yeah. I love sneakers. I grew up in the 90s when sneakers was like a big deal. Even today, like when you buying sneakers that sold in our time for like $150, you copping them for like $360, $400. It's crazy. Sneaker game is crazy now. But yeah, it's important to be versatile because you don't want to just be one dimensional. Just like, yeah, that dude look nice in some suits, but throw him some chinos and a t-shirt. Let's see what he do with that.
No doubt. So, my style assessment of you, Steve. You in that adult street game. You know what I mean? You can, and that's that versatility. That's that ability to be influenced by hip hop, but also be able to know how to flip it. And go full suit tie, and right in the middle, and then straight with the jeans and sneaks, and just really, really rock it your way. So my final question tonight, man, but that's you. Adult street, baby. My final question for you, and before I do my final question. First, I want to thank you so much for hopping on tonight. But thanks, where can everyone find you in your brands? Because you have multiple. Yeah. If someone wants to watch you, wants to follow you, where can they find you?
So you can follow me on YouTube at the Dapper Aristocrat. You can follow me on Instagram, Dapper Aristocrat. And then I got my soap brand, which is Also Dapper Soap. Please follow that one. I'm just starting that one out. So it's Also Dapper Soap. You want to check out my soap line. It's at osodappersoap.com.
Phenomenal.
That's hot. Yeah.
Phenomenal. All right, last question. Final question. If you could spend 24 hours with any creative, anyone dead or alive, that's the whole spectrum of creative, who would it be and why?
That's a hard one. But if anybody asks me this, I got to say Jay Dilla. I say Jay Dilla.
Bring him back.
That's my favorite producer of all times, man. Like I used to produce music. I did it for like 7-8 years. If you watch my videos, all the music on my videos, that's all my beats for real. But yeah, Jay Dilla, my favorite producer, just the way he chop up samples, the way he put his drums together. It's just ridiculous. Like he's everybody's favorite producer.
Yeah.
It,
Your favorite producer's favorite producer, right?
yes.
Yeah. That's what's up.
Because if I could, that's just the sound I missed today. When that
Mm-hmm.
dude passed away, it broke my heart because I was like, the sound of music is gonna change for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of great producers out there. There's Ninth Wonder. There's Illmind. It's a lot of people out there, but we're nobody out here like Jay Dilla, man.
Dilla.
Dilla.
That Midwest flavor, that D, you know what I'm saying? That what up though? He had it, you know?
Yeah.
That's what's up. So everyone, you know, I want to again thank everyone tonight for hopping on to tonight's Jump School with our amazing guest, Mr. Steve Arnold, aka the Dapper Aristocrat, aka the man that'll make your soap and make you feel good and suzz up, aka Mr. JoJo himself.
Appreciate you, man.
Yeah, man, we had a phenomenal time. We had a phenomenal time tonight. So thank you all, everyone. Have a wonderful evening, and we'll see you on the next one.
All right, take care.
Peace.
I hope you enjoyed today's amazing interview. Today's episode was brought to you by my new book, Why Style Matters, The Mindset of Dressing Well and How It Impacts Your Life. To get your autographed copy, click the link in the description.